ultra sticky earwax. Now, normal earwax in and of its own accord is sticky, of course, but this is far more sticky than normal, and unfortunately it tends to block up the suction probe quite a bit. Now, not only is the ear canal totally filled with this sort of dehydrated molasses type wax, but there's also some adhered to the eardrum, which makes the procedure slightly more complicated, which is why I wanted to share it with you. So at the moment, we can see we're just kind of stripping away bits and pieces. Now, when you see me exiting in and out of the ear canal, it's because off camera I'm furiously dipping the suction probe in and out of the nose to try and block that wax thing. So you can see here we have sort of this central boulder, but it's not really coming away very easily. So what I'm going to do is apply some olive oil to the ear, and that will first of all lubricate everything up onto the vertebrae. And you can see here I'm just dabbing away the excess. So I really have wanted to have at least 8 to 9 squirts of the ear roll, which is the olive oil I use in clinic. So I do tend to go to town with it. So that's going to lubricate everything up, and then it should give me a fairly moist surface for the suction probe to attach onto. And you'll see when I drag it out, I mean, it is a monstrously gigantic piece of wax with a little tail of dead skin at the end, and I'll show you what that looks like on the tissue paper afterwards. So as you can see, I'm just rolling it back just to try and loosen it up. And for some reason, the actual top half of this sort of iceberg piece was really soft, so I ended up sort of rolling it before dragging it out of the canal. And you can see as well there's hair mixed in with it as well, unfortunately. So finally making some progress. You can just about see the top half there, how it's all sort of gooey and mushy. So that's the piece that actually gave me the opportunity to drag it out. And so I'll probably just rotate it here, so I'll catch it on the top, roll it over, and then I'll be able to drag it out. So it's actually the aperture of the ear canal is quite thin compared to the tail at the end, like the height. So there we go. So now when we enter the ear canal, we can see the right hand side of the eardrum, which is sort of pale grey, tinged blue, and then the left hand side of the eardrum is again coated with this ultra sticky wax. And the problem with that is that the eardrum in and of itself is quite strong compared to just a piece of skin. So a lot of people assume it's just sort of a disc of thin skin, but it does have 3 layers to it. So the outer layer, which you can see with a scope, is just skin, it's epithelium. But then it has this special middle layer, and the middle layer has been the source of interest among scientists for quite some time. And it's full of collagen fibers organised in a specific way, which give it its strength and unique properties. So here you can see I'm just sort of tugging on this wax, but it's making the eardrum flex a little bit. And that makes me a little bit nervous because that top bit where the wax is adhered, it doesn't have this middle fibrous layer that I'm talking about. So that's actually the sort of floppy, flaccid bit of the eardrum called the pars flaccida, and the bit below the wax is called the pars tensa, which does have that fibrous layer, which has the collagen fibers in it. So that's the middle layer, and then the third layer at the back is the mucosa lining. So what I'm going to try and do is I've got a little bit more olive oil here, just to see if I can get some purchase on this, and hopefully the olive oil should again allow me to the endoscope. Honestly, this is the bane of my life. If anyone who uses an endoscope will know what I'm talking about. The end of the endoscope gets smeared constantly whenever I apply olive oil. But anyway, not to worry. So again, I'm trying to manipulate it, but again, I can see the eardrum flexing. Which, whilst the patient didn't find this uncomfortable, it should be all right, really, because we don't want to do any damage. So what I'm going to try and do is just mop up a little bit of this excess, and then try and catch it from the side. So sometimes if you have a little bit of wax that's on the side, sometimes if you peel that off, you'll get that peel all the way down to the eardrum. So again, just manipulating this off the side, and there's more than enough oil in the eardrum to give me a good amount of control. I don't know, just as a side note, I don't know if anyone else will agree with me, but if you do or you don't, leave a comment below. But as I was reviewing this footage, I thought this image here looks absolutely stunning, beautiful. If you look at all those dilated blood vessels colour of the eardrum. It's just such a wonderful